Hey guys, thanks for stopping by thetradinganalyst.com. This is Taylor. We're going to take a look at a bunch of charts. I'm going to go over exactly what I'm seeing in these stocks and why I think that they're going to head either higher or lower. So let's take a look at the first one. First one is KMB, Kimberly Clark Corporation. This one, right now we're looking at the monthly chart where each candlestick represents 1 month of trading. This is 5 years of action. Okay, 5 years of action, and it is traded relatively sideways during that 5-year period. We haven't really trended in a while. Now we're finally breaking over that resistance. You can see that right here. This is the monthly chart. The month has just a few more days left in it. So unless we get some huge reversal at the end of the next few days, this is going to be a really, really good breakout. Okay, so we've been trading sideways for a while. Let me kind of back it up right here. Again, this is the monthly chart. Very similar action to like this. Okay, we had this big time resistance. Boom, 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 boom. And then we broke over it right here, and you can see there was a big breakout. All right, that was 2001. This was about like a 10-year base. And this right here, this is a 5-year base. So who knows if it's going to double in price like it did over here. But I do like the odds of a breakout higher. So that's what we're looking at there for KMB. That's the first one we're going to cover. The next one is Core. Very similar setup here. Again, this is the monthly chart that we're focusing on. You can see here's that resistance right there, and then it broke over that just recently. Let's look at the daily chart right here. In the daily chart, and I'm kind of, I want to see a little bit more confirmation. I don't own this stock just yet. I don't own KMB yet either, but I am looking for entries on these stocks this coming up week. One of the stocks that I'm going to cover later in the video I already own. But these two that I've covered I don't own yet. So Core, you can see very coiled here in the short term as well. Really tight range, and I'll move my face out of the way. You can see here we've got a lot of heavy volume. Here, there, that day, this day, and we have heavy volume within a sideways trading range that gives it a very good chance for a breakout once we move out of that range. Okay, so look for a breakout over about 126 for Core, C-O-R. The next one is NOMD. Very similar here. If you look on the 3-year chart, you can see it's very coiled. All right, very coiled. We've had this same resistance here for about a year now. Well, I mean, you could almost consider this the same resistance right there. But very, very coiled, especially if you consider this action. Let's zoom it in here to the year. You can consider this action right here super, super tight. Okay, and again, we've been seeing a lot of volume within this range. Here, there, just the other day, saw some heavy volume. So a breakout of this range right here, and I think that we could see a pretty large breakout for Nomad Foods Ltd, NOMD. The next one we're going to cover is KMB, Core, NOMD, CMG, and this is actually a short. So let's actually go 20 years. Okay, so the 20-year chart here on Chipotle. you can see we have this uptrend, or this, yeah, I mean it is an uptrend line, and it has gotten rejected every time it's hit it. Okay, yes, it's in an uptrend, so eventually maybe it will head higher, but I think that right here is a pretty decent opportunity to short Chipotle. And you can see here's that resistance starting there, and then it hit there, boom, boom, and here we are again with this first touch. Notice now, so don't come at me and tell me that, you know, Chipotle didn't head straight down, because if you notice, it can hit it a couple more times and higher. Okay, this time it hit it, for example, the first time it hit it was right around 700, and it went as high as about 760. Okay, so it went a little bit higher before seeing that big drop right there. Okay, so that's what we're kind of looking at for Chipotle. Now I want to zoom in a little bit, and you can see that we had some heavy volume up at the top too. So heavy volume. Volume typically marks tops and bottoms. Just because there's heavy volume doesn't mean that it's going to head lower. For example, here was a big heavy volume breakout day right there, and as you can see, we headed higher. The difference between, let me zoom in a little bit. That's this day right there. So the difference between this action and this action is that right here you can see there was this breakout day, gap up with heavy volume, and then the following day was a red day with heavier volume as well. But notice this red day was a higher high and a higher low. This red day was a lower high and a lower low, and we closed below the previous several days' lows. So that's a little bit of different characteristic. Okay. Additionally, the red day had heavier volume than the green day. All right. So, and we're getting follow through on the third day. You can see a lower low and a lower high. Again, that did not happen here. Okay, we pretty much just broke out and then traded sideways, basically, and then continued higher. This one, breakout and then lower again. All right, so that's the difference right there on Chipotle. So I think the odds of Chipotle heading higher are low. And the next one I want to cover is AMD, and this one is one that I'm personally already in, and I'm going to show you why I'm in, and I'm still holding this stock. So very simple stuff. You can see sideways trading into this big time resistance, boom, 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 and then big time sideways trading right here. All right, you can see some heavier volume in this sideways range right there, and then you can see broke out on this day right here. Okay, this is where I bought it, right at about 61 bucks. I'm right there. Beautiful action, heavy volume breakout on this day right there, right there. That's where we got it, and beautiful that it's confirming this this action. So it's very similar. This is a pretty nice winner for us on the last bull run that AMD had right here. So we bought right here on this breakout, resistance, resistance, resistance. And you can see same thing as over here. Okay, you have this resistance, 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 and then sideways trading before it broke out. Same thing over here. Sideways trading before it broke out. Broke out of that range right there. Almost identical setup. Okay, almost identical setup. Yeah, so just a beautiful setup. This one, I wouldn't necessarily chase it at this point, but I am just showing you just so you can kind of learn from these setups. I mean, if you zoom in here, this is just extreme sideways trading, and notice how at the end we had this nice little uptrend right here. That's typically what they look like. Sideways trading, and then at the end, right before the breakout, they start to uptrend like this. Okay, they don't just kind of trade sideways and then all of a sudden break out. They trade sideways, hit the bottom, and then trend up, and then hit it like that. So very simple. This is really simple stuff, guys. Sideways trading and heavy volume. If you stick to this one pattern, this is the same pattern that I have covered for all these stocks: KMB, NOMD, Core, COR, and AMD. Chipotle, not the same, obviously, but all the other ones are the same. So if you stick to this, sideways trading, just like we're seeing here, heavy volume within that sideways range, and then ideally a heavy volume breakout out of that range like we saw on this day, then I think you can have a lot of success. I have a lot of success using this one strategy. I have other strategies, but this is the main one that I use. So now what you're looking at is the Trading Analyst Portfolio Tracker, and this is where we put all of our closed out trades that we have alerted to subscribers here at thetradinganalyst.com. All of these entries and exits were texted via text message in real time to our subscribers. You can see a lot of success with these alerts. All these alerts are for swing trades, meaning you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day long. And they do have a lot of success. You can see here the average win is 50%, the average loss 32%. So our wins are much greater, almost double what our losses are. You can see the total gains here, $480,000, and that's in about 2 years that we've been using this portfolio tracker to track all of the alerts. So if you would like to start receiving profitable swing trade alerts, then I suggest that you sign up today, and we'll start sending you out alerts as early as tomorrow. I look forward to working with you and helping you grow your account on a consistent basis. If you have any questions, please let me know. I look forward to talking with you and helping you make money in the market. See you next time.